Welcome to Mindful Matters, the podcast where calm conversation meets everyday life. Let's take a breath and begin.
Okay, welcome back to Mindful Matters. Being Mindful Matters. And I know I said I wasn't going to do one of these for a while, but I'm going to do this one here and then take a break. I know a child right now, an adolescent teen, is getting ready to take a therapist or have some therapy. From a therapist. From behavioral health services. And the plan was created from an input from this adolescent, this person, and the parents and the clinician, using assessment tools including CAFAS, CATS, SDQ, psychosocial assessment, and LifeWorks matrix. Let's see here. Because the supposed presenting problems, because the experiences, are significant of emotional and behavioral distress, behavioral distress related to conflict, bullying at school, social withdrawal, difficulty focusing, high emotional reactivity, anger, frustration, crying when hearing conflict, okay, anxiety behaviors, um, nail picking, fidgeting, etc. Nightmares, low self-worth. Okay, this person scored a 54 on the CHES, indicating probable PTSD. Okay, here's what I was referring. One of the things I was referring to in the video that I posted, that I took down. Uh, you know, the wrong people are being asked the wrong questions. And you, like I said, I'm shoved aside. Okay, this person, this adolescent teen, their main therapy is going to consist of, let me see here, trauma focused cognitive behavioral therapy, TFCBT. Okay, this will be the main therapy for the adolescent teen. Okay, it's a treatment plan. Okay, built around one core model. Everything in this adolescent teen's plan is simply a component of TFCBT, not separate therapies. Okay. TFCBT includes, okay, let me bring this up here. This has taken me a couple days to piece together after some current research. Things do take me time to research and piece things together. This isn't really easy to do, but I like doing it and I know how to do it. Okay. She will be taking things like psychoeducation, relaxation or regulation skills, affective expression and modulation, cognitive coping, trauma narrative, conjoint caregiver sessions, safety planning. Okay, these are not separate therapies. They are the steps inside the TFCBT. I'm having a hard time talking tonight. You just have to forgive me here. The adolescent teen is doing one therapy with multiple phases, not multiple therapies. Okay. Okay. The psychoeducation, what it is. Okay, it is providing information to help individuals understand trauma, emotions, behaviors, symptoms, and the recovery process. Psychoeducation helps people recognize that their reactions are common responses to difficult experiences and teaches them about available coping strategies. Okay, that's teaching them something to help themselves with that. Okay. Relaxation and regulation skills. Techniques that help individuals manage physical and emotional stress. Okay, these skills may include deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, mindfulness, grounding exercises, and other methods that reduce anxiety and improve self-control. Also included effective expression and modulation, helping individuals identify, express, and manage their emotions in healthy ways. This involves recognizing feelings, understanding emotional triggers, and learning strategies to regulate intense emotions such as anger, fear, sadness, or frustration. Cognitive coping teaches individuals to recognize the connection between thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Cognitive coping helps people identify unhelpful or distorted thinking patterns and replace them with more balanced and realistic thoughts. Trauma narrative, a structured process in which an individual gradually tells or writes about their traumatic experiences. The goal is to process traumatic memories, reduce the stress associated with the trauma, and develop a healthier understanding of what happened. I know what happened. Conjoint caregiver sessions, therapeutic sessions involving both the individual and a parent, guardian, or caregiver. Okay, these sessions strengthen communication, provide support, allow discussion of trauma related issues, and help caregivers learn effective ways to assist individuals' recovery. Safety planning, developing a personalized plan to help individuals remain safe during times of crisis, stress, or risk. A safety plan identifies warning signs, coping strategies, supportive people, emergency contacts, and steps to take when safety concerns arise. Okay, these components are commonly used in trauma focused cognitive behavioral therapy. That's a mouthful. And other trauma informed counseling approaches. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, okay, why the adolescent teen only needs one model. Okay, children and adolescent teens do best with structure, predictability, a single consistent approach, caregiver involvement. Okay, TFCBT is the gold standard for children and adolescent teens, and in some cases adults, but we're focusing on adolescent teen. Anxiety, hypervigilance, nightmares, anger, trauma exposure. Trauma exposure. Oh my God. Negative self beliefs, which matches the adolescent teen's profile exactly. According to the diagnosis. Let me see here. Let me go back here, and I don't know if I mentioned it in the beginning what the adolescent teen was actually diagnosed with to receive this type of treatment. I believe I did, but I'm going to say it again here. Reaction to severe stress. Okay, that's what the adolescent teen is going to be doing this treatment therapy here. Okay, the primary treatment goal. Okay, the adolescent teen will learn and use cognitive coping skills and affect regulation uh, strategies to reduce anger and anxiety. And like I said, on the CATS score, you know, I'm not even going to say it. Moderate trauma related distress. Recommended services is the psychotherapy, TF-CBT. And the adolescent teen will continue outpatient therapy and medication management after discharge. Oh my. Okay. Let's see. And the treatment process is supposed to last until July, middle of July, for one. The ending of July for another. And August. And let's see, all the way to September. September, the safety planning. I just figured I would go over this here. I've been looking here and let's see. And the service schedule for this adolescent teen is going to be one session a week, 1 hour each for 4 months. I'm not going to name any names. Let's see here. Let me go here. Okay, let's see. Understanding the clinical picture. Okay, the adolescent teen presents with a cluster of symptoms commonly seen in children exposed to chronic stress, conflict, and peer bullying. Okay, the adolescent teen reports she feels angry when she's easily frustrated and worries often that is constantly fidgeting with her hands. Okay, this combination, anger, anxiety, hypervigilant, she's not hypervigilant. Sleep disturbance and low self-worth fits the child's profile whose nervous system has been operating in survival mode for a long time. And I personally know the child, and it's probably been maybe less than 2 years, 16, 18 months that I know of, and I've been told, you know, where the big picture started. Um, like I said, people are asked questions, and they go from there. Uh, it's just a mess. I'm beside myself with this here. This is and the poor adolescent teen, uh, feels forced into this. So, the trauma lens. Why the TFCBT is appropriate. Okay, the adolescent teen scored 54 on the CATS, which falls in the probable PTSD range. The treatment plan correctly uses trauma-focused cognitive behavior therapy, okay, which is the gold standard. Evidence-based model for children with trauma histories. TFCBT is structured, predictable, and designed to reduce physiological arousal, build emotional literacy, correct distorted beliefs, process trauma memories, strengthen caregivers, child communication. Every objective in the plan aligns with TFCBT component, which is excellent clinical practice. Okay, let's see here. And I already stated objective one is the trauma psychoeducation. Okay, this is foundational. Children, like the adolescent teen, often believe something is wrong with me. I'm bad. I should be able to handle this. The psychoeducation reframes symptoms as normal reactions to abnormal stress. For caregivers, it reduces blame and increases empathy. And when caregivers understand the why, they respond the support uh, with support instead of punishment. As far as I know, the child has not been punished for having any issues or any problems. As far as I know, the caregiver and the parents are actually good parent and caregiver that actually helps the child with this. And as far as I know, the parent and caregiver never punishes the child for having issues like this. Trauma, okay? Why? Why would a parent or caregiver do that? Objective 2, relaxation skills. Clinician will teach relaxation skills for the client to utilize when feeling dysregulated. Okay, this is the body-based part of a TFCBT. The adolescent teen fidgeting, nail picking, and crying when hearing conflict are signs of the nervous system stuck in fight or flight. Relaxation skills will help her slow her breathing, lower her heart rate, re-engage the thinking brain. These skills must be practiced when calm, so they are available when distressed. Objective 3, effective expression and modulation. I'm just expanding on what I already read earlier. This assists client in identifying emotions and feelings. Children who grew up around conflict often learn to shut down, explode, or avoid emotions. Teaching emotional vocabulary. I feel scared. I feel overwhelmed. As far as I know, the parent and caregiver has responded to those feelings. Okay, the adolescent teen can pretty much has control over her internal world. There is nothing that I see or I have seen that helps with anything with environmental factors. I haven't read that. If I have, it's just completely went sideways. You cannot regulate what you cannot name. As far as I know, the adolescent teen can name a situation or an issue. Objective 4, cognitive coping. This assists the client in challenging and replacing negative thoughts. The adolescent teen reports she feels like she's not good enough. Okay, this is classic trauma-based cognitive distortion. Okay, TFCBT teaches children to notice the thought, be mindful. Okay, that's what I try to teach and tell and help others with. Notice the thought, be mindful. Okay, check the evidence. Replace it with a more accurate one. For example, I'm not good enough. I'm learning and trying, and that matters. Seems like I have actually seen and witnessed the parent and caregiver help the adolescent teen with that. And also, I have witnessed the parent and caregiver actually tell the adolescent teen that this builds resilience and self-worth. You are worth it. That's what I've heard, firsthand witnessed. You are good enough. Okay, objective 5, trauma narrative. Clinician to utilize the trauma narrative to assist client in processing her trauma history. Okay, this is the heart of TFCBT, the trauma narrative that helps the adolescent teen. Tell her story in a safe, structured way. Reduce the emotional intensity of memories. Correct misunderstandings. Build mastery instead of fear. Okay, it is not about reliving any trauma. It's about reclaiming power. Okay, objective 6, conjoint sessions. Facilitate conjoint sessions between guardian and child to correct distortions and encourage communication. I believe the parent and caregiver already does that from what I've witnessed. So, this step strengthens the caregiver-child relationship. The adolescent teen needs safety, predictability, a regulated adult to co-regulate with her. I have seen the adult co-regulate with the child. Conjoint sessions help caregivers respond with validation, calm presence, clear boundaries. This is where healing becomes relational. Objective 7, safety planning. Ensure and enhance safety and future development through psychoeducation and the creation of a safety plan. Safety planning is essential because adolescent teen reports nightmares, worried about not waking up, fear triggered by conflict. A safety plan teaches what to do when overwhelmed. So does the parent and caregiver. Okay, who to go to, how to recognize early warning signs. It builds future-oriented thinking, which trauma often disrupts. Objective 8, excuse me. I don't usually talk this much. Excuse me. A client and connecting to resources to improve stability and access to material needs at home. Trauma recovery is not only clinical, it is environmental. Isn't it what I said in the beginning? If the home is chaotic, unsafe, or unstable, therapy alone cannot succeed. Okay, case management ensures basic needs, school support, community resources, and family stability. Okay, here are some strengths of the treatment plan. This plan is strong because it uses a validated assessment, the CATS. Okay, follows the full TFCBT model, includes parent caregiver involvement, addresses both emotional and environmental needs, sets clear, measurable goals, has a realistic discharge plan. It is developmentally appropriate for a adolescent teen of 14 years, okay, and aligns with best practices for trauma-affected youth. Okay, like I said before, um, it's personally, this seems like a pretty good plan. Okay, I'm not going to buck it. I'm not going to say, for what I've researched on it. Um, I know CBT. I've done a couple teaching videos on that myself. So, you know, but like I said, I don't make diagnosis, but I do a lot of study and research. That's part of my condition. I have I have to read something. I have to do something. I have to read and think. I'm afraid I'm gonna you know fade away. But I don't mean to sound crazy because I'm not. Um, why this fits uh, the adolescent teen? The adolescent teen again shows hypervigilance, and I don't see that. But you know, I don't diagnose. Anxiety, yes. Anger, yes. Nightmares. I really haven't heard much about that, according to the parent or caregiver. And negative self beliefs. I know why that is, and I'm trying to control that. I'm trying to help the parent and the caregiver. TFCBT directly targets these symptoms through a structured, predictable sequence that helps the nervous system feel safe again. I personally feel that the child is not hypervigilant. But, like I said before, I don't diagnose. Okay, let's see here. Okay, that's pretty much all I really have to say on this. Like I said, I personally know the adolescent teen, and uh, um, I can't speak for all of the parent or caregivers involved, but I know pretty much all of the situation, and there's a lot missing. There's a lot of questions that weren't asked, and you can tell it. According to this information that I have received on the new therapy plan for the adolescent teen. And, it's I'll read this again right here. Excuse me. Trauma focused cognitive behavioral therapy is one of the most researched and effective treatments for children and adolescents who have experienced trauma, chronic stress, or frightening events. Now, I personally know of one frightening event that the adolescent teen went through that I noticed shortly after that there were some trauma symptoms. Okay. CPS removed them from the home. Okay. That's when the adolescent teen began declining. I witnessed this firsthand because I pay attention to things. Okay, anyhow, It is structured, predictable, and designed to help the child regain control of their emotions, thoughts, and sense of safety. Again, I'm not, I don't have anything bad to say about the treatment plan. It's what it's for. That's what it's used for. But there's a lot of things that, I have a problem with, um, that the parent and caregiver uh, is going to experience. And I really hope that it helps the adolescent teen, um, because apparently the parent and the caregiver can't do anything. So, but I know personally, firsthand, that the parent and caregiver strives daily to help their adolescent teen. So there's an effort there, and the effort does work, but um, it also takes others to help in the situation. Just one person can't do it all. Okay, it takes, like they say, or they used to say, it takes a village to raise a child. You know, take that for what it's worth, but and also, which I am sure that the adolescent teen is going to try and participate in helping herself, which the parent and the caregiver that I know personally teaches that child. You have to help yourself. Okay, I might have read this once already, but I'm going to read it again. Why TFCBT works. Okay, trauma overwhelms the nervous system. Children often misread danger, overreact emotionally, shut down, blame themselves, avoid reminders, struggle to trust adults. TFCBT works because it calms the survival brain, strengthens the thinking brain, rebuilds safety through relationships, helps the child make sense of what happened, gives them tools to manage triggers, and managing the triggers, uh, the parent and caregiver, uh, I have witnessed personally, teaches the child to how to manage triggers. And I have heard the parent and caregiver personally tell the child, um, please try not to let anybody control your emotions. Try not to let anybody get hold of your triggers, because if you let them get a hold of your triggers, you have let them inside of your mind and they're controlling you. Do not let somebody try to control you by pushing your triggers. Um, Rebuild safety through relationships. That that's good. And the parent and caregiver has a very good relationship with the adolescent teen. Um, it is both skill based and relationship based. Okay, which is why it's so effective. But in any case, the adolescent teen is beginning this uh, treatment plan, and the parent and caregiver are to be involved, which is a very good thing. Um, that I see. So, and I really hope that the parent and caregiver of this adolescent teen holds up pretty good, because from what I understand, it's real hard on them. It's, you know, so that's enough of that. I just figured I would put this out there and talk a little bit about TF and the CBT. I want everybody to have a good day. Stay safe. Peace.